What's up, guys? Welcome back to Minecraft Therapy. Today, I want to talk to y'all. Shut the fuck up, you fucking cows. Today, I want to talk to y'all about the type of Stanford CS student. I feel like, first of all, this is a subscriber request, so thanks, viewers, for suggesting that. If you guys have an idea for a video, Stanford related or not, feel free to suggest it. I'll do them because I want to encourage y'all to have that fan engagement, you know what I mean? But yeah, today I want to talk to y'all about the type of Stanford CS student. There's really only one type of Stanford CS student. I was going to say like the types of Stanford CS students, but playing this video out, I realized like most Stanford CS students are the same. So, yeah, let's just talk about it. I feel like there are a few defining traits of Stanford CS students. The first one, which might come as a surprise, is that I feel like most Stanford CS students aren't actually that nerdy, at least compared to like the archetype of your typical nerdy computer science person. The average Stanford CS person is like, I don't know, not that obsessed with CS, which is interesting. I don't know why that is, but I feel like most Stanford CS students are like, I feel like normal or like really nerdy CS people are the type of people who like argue about Emacs and Vim and like tabs versus spaces and like which language is like the best and like how to like do like weird shit in C. I feel like the average Stanford CS student does not care about those things. Average Stanford CS student uses a MacBook Pro, which I do as well. Those are some nice-ass computers, but I feel like that in itself kind of just tells you that, like, most Stanford CS students don't give a shit about, like, I don't know. I feel like real nerds use Windows because, like, that shit is, like, you can, like, optimize it and shit and, like, have, like, customizable shit on that. Real nerds use Windows, or if you're a real fucking nerd, you use Linux because you love, I don't know, something about Linux just makes nerds get a hard-on. Again, okay, I'm saying I don't mean to disparage nerds with the way I'm talking about them, too. I'm a nerd myself, so my fellow nerds, I don't mean to hate on y'all. I'm just trying to be real. But yeah, I feel like real nerds use Linux and shit, and the fact that, I don't know, most Stanford students use Apple products because, like, they're nice and easy and chill, and they also succumb to peer pressure, and the fact that everyone uses Apple products, which I definitely did. I was like, I remember the first day I walked in his CS lecture and I was just greeted with a wall of fucking MacBook Pros. Just whip out my fucking HP laptop. I'm like, shit. Bought a fucking MacBook Pro that summer. But yeah, most Stanford kids, not that nerdy, not that into like fine CS minutia, and will not argue about Vim versus Emacs, which I feel like actually kind of is a pro because then, I don't know, it's not fucking stressful to be around. Being around CS nerds can be pretty fucking stressful because they're always like, oh, do you like Vim or Emacs? And then if you answer it incorrectly, they'll like banish you forever to like the Shadow Realm. The fact that Stanford CS students are relatively chill in that regard is relatively nice. Yeah, I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because, I don't know, Stanford's not actually that nerdy of a school. I don't fucking know. But I feel like that's interesting that, like, I don't know, like most Stanford CS students are not, I don't know. They're not like unapproachable when it comes to CS. I'm trying to figure out what I want to say here because I don't want to say it wrong and then regret it and be like, oh, I actually didn't fucking mean that. Stanford CS students suck. TBH, they kind of do suck. I'm not trying to let them off the hook or anything, but I do think they're not as nerdy as like your TV shows or videos about nerds might lead you to think. They're pretty, let's just say CS doesn't dominate their lives like it does seem to for a lot of other people who are in CS. Like, at least for me, like when I went to like a Google interview and I got interviewed by like Google engineers, they seem pretty nerdy. Those seem like the people at Stanford. But anyway, so yeah, Stanford CS kids, not that nerdy. if you want to go to a new school of nerds, go to fucking University of Waterloo. I don't know. Yeah. I feel like also Stanford CS kids are pretty concerned about their grades, even though grades don't fucking matter in college, so what the fuck? But, yeah, I feel like that they're pretty concerned about the grades, which is, I don't know, interesting, I guess. I don't really have, I'm not trying to hate on anyone who cares about grades, but that's interesting, I guess. Yeah. I feel like I was, honestly, like, I was so stressed about grades in high school that when I got to college and I realized that, oh, fuck, like, grades don't fucking matter anymore, it was, like, a big relief to me that I didn't have to worry about grades and I could chill the fuck out. So I definitely didn't take my grades as seriously as other people. But I don't know. Other people will really worry about, like, oh, I got to get, like, a 10 out of 10 on this PSEC, even though, like, you know, 8 out of 10 still gets you, like, an A-, bro. And, like, 6 out of 10 will probably get you a B+. CS grade curves are pretty generous, I think. It's very hard to... Of course, I say this, and I got a fucking shit grade in a bunch of CS classes, but I feel like CS classes are pretty lenient when it comes to the curves, so it's like, dude, like, you don't have to worry so much about the grades, bro, but people seem to worry about them, so I don't know. What does that have to say about society? We live in a society. Yeah, people seem to worry about grades, and I don't know, if they go to, like, CS students are always be going to office hours, dudes. I think that's a Stanford thing, too. People always be going to office hours, which I guess, if you're paying a shit ton of money for this education, you might as well go to office hours and get your money worth. If you're paying a shit ton of money for this education, you might as well go to office hours and get your money's worth, but TBH, like, I never really liked going to office hours because I feel like anything I could ask on office hours, I could ask on Piazza and not have to go to office hours for. Then again, maybe I fucking missed out, and that's why I got such fucking low grades in some CS classes. So actually don't listen to anything I have to fucking say. But yeah, people really like to go to office hours in CS. What does that have to say about the average CS student? I don't fucking know. Not afraid to ask for help, I guess. I feel like that's, I don't know. Okay, CS kids generally are relatively more antisocial than other majors, probably. I know because I'm fucking antisocial. But I feel like compared to your TV show depictions of how CS people might be, Stanford CS people are not that nerdy, which, I don't know, that's interesting. Like I said, probably just due to the fact that everyone sucks Apple's dick at Stanford, but that's neither here nor there. So that's interesting. Something else, this is not really about CS students, more about the CS classes. I feel like the CS classes are pretty heavy on theory and less heavy on, like, actually teaching you, how to fucking code. And I mentioned this in a previous video, but I feel like that's interesting. I feel like the reason they do that is, I think a friend told me this once, like, the reason they do that is, like, because they want you to know the theory behind CS, because, like, languages change and, like, technology changes so often. So, like, they don't want to teach you too much about, like, what one specific fucking piece of code does, and then you're irrelevant in, like, 10 years when, like, Python script comes out. I don't know, that's a fucking lame-ass CS joke, but yeah, so, I don't know. I don't know. That's interesting to me, but I feel like it does lead to Stanford CS people not being as good as coding as maybe we want to be when we pay a fuck ton of money to go to this fucking school. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that also may contribute to why Stanford CS people are not as nerdy as other schools, because sorry, I'm fucking sniffling like a little bitch. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but sorry. But yeah, I don't know what I was going to say. Something about CS theory, students being nerds. Oh yeah, I feel like Stanford CS people might not be as nerdy as, like, other people, because, like, I feel like to be a true CS nerd, you gotta like be really into like Emacs and coding and like hacking and shit. But Stanford CS doesn't really emphasize that. They emphasize like learning about CS. So it's much more like intellectual than like maybe other stereotypical depictions of CS. So I feel like maybe that's why Stanford CS kids are less nerdy than other motherfucks. Yeah, that's, I don't know. I feel like Stanford CS should have people code more. I know I at least would appreciate that, learning more about how to fucking code, which is what I fucking paid to go to this school for. But whatever, who the fuck cares? Yeah. Another thing, so I think the two most popular, in Stanford CS, you have these like different CS tracks, basically like sub majors within CS, and I think the most popular ones are AI, because I don't know, AI is fucking hot now. So AI is pretty popular, and also HCI. Now I didn't know what the fuck HCI was going into college, so I didn't major in it. But I feel like if I knew what it was, HCI is basically just web design and like web coding. That's the whole thing I always talk about. Like, oh, Stanford CS doesn't make you code that much. I feel like you code. Actually, no, you don't. HCI is about like thinking and design and stuff too, but HCI stands for Human Computer Interaction. And I remember when I first got into Stanford and I was trying to decide which sub-major of CS I was going to like pick. I think they call it like tracks or concentrations or something. I was like, oh, maybe I'll do HCI. Then I was like, wait, HCI stands for Human Computer Interaction. And I fucking know how humans and computers interact. I interact with a fucking computer every day, so I'm not going to major in that. Had I known that it actually meant like web design and shit like that, maybe I would have majored in it. So I don't know. If you're going to major in this, if you're going into Stanford, just know HCI is fucking web design, and they should fucking call it that instead of misleading fucking dumbasses like me. Yeah. But I feel like, I don't know. Those tracks, those are the two most popular tracks. They do kind of like generate two different types of people. I feel like in HCI you don't have to actually code that much. I hope that's not a controversial statement, but I feel like in HCI you mainly like think about coding and like how things should look in CS. I could be wrong. I hope the fucking HCI people don't fucking come after me for that, but I feel like that's my general statement. And then on the total opposite side of the spectrum, you have the AI people who are like really fucking into like I fucking had my concentration in AI, and AI is fucking like hardcore fucking math. That shit is not fun. That's when I majored in AI, I thought it was gonna be like fun, like, oh, it's like, you know, like chatbots and like Terminator and like, oh, like AI and like, you know, like chess machines. That's like cool. AI is a lot of fucking math. It's like basically you learn a fuck ton of math and how to apply that, and that is not what I thought AI was gonna be. I should have done more research, but those are like the two kind of opposite sides of the spectrum of Stanford CS. Yeah, one side is like maybe more of a hardcore nerd side than the other, that being AI. But generally, I don't know, people seem to, I don't know. There's no like animosity between any CS concentrations, I think. That's just, I don't know. Those are just two. Yeah. I do think like, I don't know. I think, I could be wrong here. A lot of Stanford kids graduate and then they become product managers. I'm kind of confused about the product manager role. I feel like product manager is a fancy term for like group leader. Like you can major in like group leadership. It's, you know how like in like, fuck you. Fuck this creeper. You know how like in high school when like your teacher would like put you in a group and then there was always like a group leader, but the group leader never actually like did shit. They just like told other people what to do. I feel like that's what product managing is. Not to say that isn't a valuable skill, but I don't know. That's like interesting to me that, oh my God, what the fuck is this? Can't kill this motherfucker. I feel like that's interesting that you can major in group leadership. I did not know, and like get a job in that. I did not know that was an option going into Stanford CS. I thought to get a job in CS, you had to be a little bitch boy engineer, back-end engineer. had I known that that was an option, maybe I would have played my cards differently and not majored in AI. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah. I guess the AI people are more like, I don't know, artsy than or these HCI people are more like artsy than the AI people. But I mean, that's just my opinion. What the fuck? Okay. What else? Yeah, motherfuckers, the CSMFers typically major at these big-ass tech companies like Apple and Facebook and Instagram and shit. I'll be honest, I never did, and I'm kind of fucking jealous I never did. The reason I didn't is because, number one, I'm a dumbass little bitch boy, and number two, this video is really vulgar, as I don't know what's with me today, but I don't know. I think my freshman year, I didn't know the whole internship game, so I didn't apply for any internships, and then that just kind of fucked me my sophomore year because I had like less experience than everyone else, so I didn't get. I did a research thing my sophomore year at this place on campus, and then I graduated my third year, so didn't get a chance to internship then. But I don't know. I don't really care that much. I think it just would have been interesting to experience that dynamic of what a big tech company is like, and also, you know, flex on motherfuckers, but can't undo the past and my dumbass mistakes. So let's just save that for the next lifetime, I guess. Yeah, like I said, most people internship at Apple and Facebook and shit because the Stanford name is really good for getting you internships there. If you are a freshman going into Stanford CS, I will highly recommend that you apply to internships your freshman year. You might not get like the big tech company internship your freshman year, but if you get like just anything your freshman year and then have that experience on your resume, you should be good for your sophomore year to try and get like a big tech company internship, which is fuck this fucking creeper, which is nice, and it's probably, I don't know, they have like gyms and like free food, so that would be cool. Again, my dumbass never got to experience that free fucking food, so I'll never fucking know. But yeah. Yeah, most people try an internship at one of those places. I feel like, I don't know. And then that leads to like two different types of Stanford CS people. There's the people who internship at like Facebook and Instagram and like realize like, oh shit, like I don't have to do a lot of work and I still get paid a lot of money to do this random bullshit at Instagram. So I want to just do this and work here and make like $100K a year and not really have to do that much work and just do that indefinitely. There are those types of people, and then there are the like kind of, then there's the people who want to do fucking startups who are like, I'm going to change the world, and I love to start up, and I have a dream of making $1 bajillion and changing the world, and the fuck, how the fuck do you like pick up all the shit at once? I don't know. Who fucking cares? The people who want to do startups are like, I want to change the world and make it a better place and do my startup. I feel like those are two very different types of people. The startup people, I don't know. That both are weird in their own ways. As you can tell, this video is kind of just me hating on everyone, even though I am like the people I'm hating on, which is like, I don't know. I guess the people you hate the most are the most similar to yourself. But oh my god, what the fuck is up with all the creepers? You wanna go? You wanna go, motherfucker? You green-ass motherfucking bitch? You think you can come into my fucking... Don't you fucking dare. You think you can... Fucking bitch. Yeah, you fucking die. But, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but people who are into CS or into startups and into just doing the bare minimum and making $100K per year are like two totally different types of people, I feel like. One is very intense, you know, startups are pretty intense. They're like, I must do my startup and change the world and make... Oh my god, what is all this called? Creepers. This guy's trapped me. Oh my god. I need to get a bed so that I don't... Holy shit. Oh. me get to bed. Sorry. Wasn't talking there because I was concentrating. What was I gonna say? Yeah, they're totally different because one's like super chilled out. All they want to do is make money. The other's very intense, like about doing their startup. I don't know I feel like that's just two different types of people. I don't think Stanford has anything to do with producing one type of person over another. I think in your Stanford career, you'll just figure out, as a Stanford CS person, you're going to figure out if you're going to be the type of person who wants to do a fucking intense-ass startup or just make your bread and dip. I feel like most people just want to make their bread and dip, which, I don't know, is perfectly respectable. Get yo bag, homie. But, yeah, that's interesting to me. What else? Yeah, the people who are into startups at Stanford are really into it. They're all about changing the world and shit. But I don't know. I want to see, like, I wonder how many Stanford startups are successful, because I'm guessing it's not that many, which is, I don't know, interesting. Yeah, and let's talk about the CS community at Stanford. I mean, there's so many fucking people majoring in CS. All of Stanford's basically the CS community, if you want to think about it that way. But I don't know. I feel like the CS community is pretty non-existent. Like, there's not like a CS support group or anything, or like support for the major. People are pretty fragmented in the CS department, and if you're going to be friends with people in the CS department, it's probably just because there are so many fucking people in CS. It's not because, like, there's a strong bond between people who major in CS or anything. Maybe that's just because the department's so big, it's hard to create that community. I don't know. But, I don't know. I imagine that, like, other majors that are maybe smaller have a stronger kinship between its members. But Stanford CS is kind of just like, oh, it's like everyone majors in CS, so who the fuck cares about this community? Is some bullshit. So, yeah. I don't know. That's this video, I guess. Let's cut that here. Stanford CS, interesting, lots of different people. But actually, in thinking about this video, I realized, like, Stanford CS people, they do have their quirks, but they're pretty homogenous, I think, generally. So, yeah. That's this video, guys. Hope you guys learned something, enjoyed it. Feel free to like, subscribe. I know y'all thirsty MFers watching for Stanford content going to be checking this video out, so y'all better subscribe, because, yeah, I make these videos for the subs. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so that's this video. Stay safe, guys. Stay sane. Peace.